absolutely awful. More photos are emerging of Donald Trump at that New Year's event at Mar-a-Lago where Vanilla Ice was performing with Ninja Turtles. That's what guess they're doing at Mar-a-Lago. Donald Trump looks sickly. He couldn't even walk in a straight line. It's not looking good for Donald. Now he's claiming that he actually never had an MRI. He says what he really got was a CT scan. Oh, got it. X-rays versus magnets. Donald, you don't know the difference between an MRI, they're pretty noisy by the way, and a CT scan, but in many ways, the fact that you claim you're getting a preventative CT scan, also something that doesn't exist, may be causing more red alarms to be raised about your deteriorating health. And just look at what Donald Trump's been posting from his Instagram account or from the official White House account. Videos of sharks and videos of him walking around with J.D. Vance, videos of gorillas, then videos of him walking around with J.D. Vance saying, "Me and bro, fixing America. Me and bro, fixing America." Really? Here's the headline from Newsmax. State regime media, Newsmax, which many ways is more extreme than even Fox's. From Newsmax. Health insurance costs rise after Affordable Care Act subsidies expire. Yes, as a result of you and the MAGA Republicans, it's now official. The Affordable Care Act subsidies are not extended. Tens of millions of Americans will lose their health care. What about Donald Trump's claim that he's bringing down drug prices? Remember, Donald Trump says that he's got all the drug manufacturers agree to a MFV, a most favored MFN, a most favored nation's provisions, that they will now be charging the lowest price they charge anywhere in the world for their drugs. Well, as Reuters reports, drug makers are raising their prices for 2026, and 350 medicines will see price increases. Despite this pressure from Trump, named pressure from Trump though, Reuters, it's just Donald Trump doing fake delusional deals that don't actually exist. Drug makers plan to raise U.S. prices on at least 350 branded medications, including vaccines against COVID, RSV, shingles, blockbuster, cancer treatments, and more. As Trump claims he's lowering the prices, the number of price increases for 2026 is up from the same point last year, when drug makers unveiled plans for raises on more than 250 drugs. So, Donald, you know how you go 250%, 300%, 5,000%. Well, the numbers are actually going up. 250 drugs last year saw price hikes. Now it's 350. And the median of this year's price hike is around 4%. That's in line with 2025, although more drugs are getting those price hikes. So prices are going up. You didn't need me to tell you that. I'll bring you the data. And Reuters did the study. I'll give you the data. But we all know that when we leave our home, that things are more expensive. You know who it's been a great year for? The billionaires, but not everybody else. There are 104 million Black and Hispanic people living in the U.S. right now. I think that's pretty radical and extreme right now. You want to know what I also think is radical and extreme behavior? And just horrific. Israel is barring 37 aid groups as the UK and EU warn of severe impact in Gaza. As Senator Chris Van Hollen says, among other outrageous actions being taken by Netanyahu government is banning over 30 aid organizations from Gaza, including CARE, Mercy Corps, Doctors Without Borders, from providing life-saving aid to people in Gaza. Another betrayal of humanity, and once again, the Trump regime says and does nothing. And actually, they do. They aid and abet it. They aid and abet the atrocities. Going back to Bernie Sanders, though, here he says, demanding the wealthy and large corporations pay their fair share is not radical. Here, play this clip. Demanding that the wealthy and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. It's not radical. It is exactly the right thing to do. Look, and the people of New York are behind this agenda. Contrast Donald Trump with Mamdani in terms of popularity right now. Take a look at the difference right here between Mamdani and Trump. Let's play this clip right here. The back was Trump. I didn't think it could happen this fast. It's happening a lot faster than anybody would have thought possible. We have a lot of leaders here, great leaders like Tom Nemmer at Wetsham Television. He was talking about Somalia today. Oh, he was talking about the Somali population, and not very nicely. He was not nice, but that's okay. It is in my land. Where is Tom? Right there. He's great. What a great leader he is. We need you in Minnesota. Oh, we need you in Minnesota. It's actually in Washington. Be powerful congressman, but you did a great job today, John. Thank you very much. We all appreciated this. What up? Taking back our country. Can you imagine this, though? $18 billion. That's just what we're learning about. That's Petus. In California, it's worse. Illinois is worse. And sadly, New York is worse. A lot of other places. So we're going to get to the bottom of all of it. It was a giant scam. Other than that, we would have a great movie. And again, you just look at all of Donald Trump's actions. More attacks on the Kennedy family at his point. At the same time, Tatiana Schlossberg tragically passed away, JFK's granddaughter. Donald Trump's posting attacks of the Kennedys and saying they don't raise money for the Kennedy Center. They never show up. The only Kennedy who's been there is the one on my cabinet. I mean, it's just post after post. By the way, I'll leave you with this. You've got Marjorie Taylor Greene and a lot of people who are former MAGA now saying this. Nationwide tax strike incoming. Millions of Americans refusing to pay taxes that are used to fund scams and foreign wars should wake Washington up. Tax revolt. Tax revolt. 2026 national tax revolt underway against Trump. Tax revolt against the federal government.